Welcome back to BMHFab and thanks for watching. Today we're headed out near Rainier, Oregon to get working on a property we've been working at for a little over a year now. We've been doing things from building roads to cutting trails for side-by-sides, dirt bikes, and as you can see here, we're headed up on one section of the property to take a look at some things that were done during a period of time I wasn't able to be out there. And here shortly we'll get to work on a new project, building an RC course. There you go. I'll walk out. We're up here at the natural spring under that little hut there. Got a little concrete pylon deal where the natural spring comes up and then it's filtered, and then we got underground line that we dug a trench through here at the end of this last summer, and then there's a holding tank. But this area is going to turn into RC, like rock crawling, mud pit. Also going to do a little pond for RC boats. But the plan is kind of in this little area right here. It's the biggest consistently flat spot without having to do a bunch of work. We're going to put like a little gazebo type deal, or like a flat concrete pad, and this would be like a little hangout with maybe a little shelter over it. And then in this area right here is going to be like a man-made hill climb. We got a bunch of like old concrete slabs and all kinds of stuff, rock and brick, and so yeah, that'll end up turning into a little hill climb deal. Also, in this little sloped area, same thing, we'll have a bunch of trails and hill climbs to come out of it. Kind of give you an idea of what we're working with here. And then same thing here, little hill climb kind of deal. And on the back side of it, it's got a big hole that we might turn into like a little mud run pit kind of deal. I don't know if you can tell by the camera, but there's a good little pocket in here. But we just got to get all the shrubbery and stuff cleaned up. And then once things dry out a little bit, I'm going to bring my little baby mini excavator. And this little here is kind of like a little water ravine. And we got a lot of water runoff from the natural spring that just kind of naturally keeps rolling out. So what we're gonna do is have it funnel into here, and we'll get this all nice and cleaned out, smooth it out, put some plastic liner or something just to kind of help keep everything from getting so saturated. And we'll just kind of get all this shit cleaned up, and this will turn into a little pond, and this is where we're gonna put run the RC boats at. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of hard with all the shrubbery in the way here, but once we get to cleaning it, it'll look good. But we'll end up putting a little dam somewhere down here just to help retain the height of the water in the pond. I mean, the little jet boats, RC jet boats, don't need much, about an inch or two or so worth of water, but this will probably be about knee deep, everything said and done. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Kind of a shitty time of year to be working in the dirt, but hey, work's work, and I'm having fun. So, and I hope you guys are enjoying watching this too. So yeah, we'll get find a spot to get set up here so the camera's out of the way. Haven't had any accidents yet. But we'll get this set up right here. And we'll get to moving some dirt and having some fun. This might give you a better idea now that I got some headway made here. I mean, still so much work to do up here, but this is a good start. So I still need to clean this area. Mostly it's just leaves and a couple of little sticks, but we'll get it flattened out. The idea is we got a bunch of bags of concrete that got moisture in them, so they're all hardened up. What we're going to do is we're going to make a pad out of this area with those bad bags of concrete. Well, not bad, but we can't use them to mix concrete, so they're just going to be concrete bricks. But this whole area is going to get lined with those. Then we might get some fresh bags of concrete and then just kind of sprinkle, do like a dry pour, whatever the hell you want to call it, on top of that, and then spritz it with some water just to get it all tightened in. Probably continue on with building this little rock wall, just kind of add some aesthetics to it. But the idea is here, this will be like a little hangout gazebo type deal, platform, picnic table, maybe some kind of shelter, and then you'll be able to hang out here. And we have a bunch of old red brick. We'll probably, for this area, because they're on the hillside, just to kind of keep it so it doesn't come apart, we'll lay a bunch of brick, like a brick pathway here, build a handrail that comes up here and goes up the hill here. I can just kind of walk up here. It's made it real easy to get up. And we'll do like a dual tier like hill climb rock crawler course. You'll be able to walk up this path here. Make it real easy to get up to the second layer, or the second tier, which will be all up in here. So I'll end up cleaning some of this stuff up. We'll probably leave that big stump and maybe build some of our crawler course stuff around that. I mean, way down the road to do that, but now you have this whole flat platform. You can stand up here and start your RC truck at the bottom of the hill, and you can watch from the top, or you could be a spectator, whatever you end up wanting to do up here. But that's kind of the idea. Got a little path, and this will continue. Basically, we're going between this tree and this tree, so there and there, pretty big wide spot for a nice little hill climb feature. But yeah, so I'm just kind of keep chugging away on this, and then we'll get the labor kids up here and have them trim up some of this stuff and get rid of some sticks, and then we can start throwing down some brick or stone or whatever, and keep on building. All right, we're gonna, in this area over here, there's like a little triangle spot in this gazebo pad area that I'm gonna get a little cleaned up, scrape some of the crap away there, and then we'll end up moving on to over here. We're gonna clean this whole little island up, remove all the sticks and debris, and get it just kind of freshened up, so that way we can implement some ideas that we got going on, which I'll talk more about that later once we get to that point. But for now, we'll focus over here and get some of this cleaned up. gonna walk you guys over here. Check this out real quick. Forgive the shaky camera. Yeah, got that all flattened out real nice. Scraped out. Well, hoping my vision can be seen through the camera here. I know sometimes camera and photos, whatever, video doesn't always do things justice, but got this area flattened out a little bit. Still gonna put a bunch of rocks to border this, and then we got our hill climb area there. Got a little staircase going here. We'll end up lining this stuff with brick or recycled materials that we got. But we got a bunch of rocks and brick and whatnot. But next plan of attack here is I'm gonna start walking my way back this way, and as I do that, I'm gonna just get what brush I can, and then this little island area here, I'll start working the brush out of there too and get that all cleared up, so as mentioned before, we can start tackling some ideas that we have for that. So put you back on the fast loop. Out here getting ready to get going for the day. Got the machine warmed up. I'm waiting for one of the labor kids to back up a dump trailer. I'm going to start loading out some of this debris that we cleaned up yesterday, try and get this area more spruced up and just get some crud out of the way. So yesterday, took a little sneak peeker at that. As you can see there, we got a hole cut through the stump. Kind of the plan that we had talked about is from right here, building an arched like trestle bridge that comes from kind of this area up here on the hill, and it might land on this little baby stump, and then from there have like a little down ramp, and then it'll drive you straight through this stump here that we cut a big old notch in, or a hole. We'll be able to drive the RC trucks through. And then over here, still got a lot of work to do yet, but over in here is going to be like a little mud pit, RC mud pit. So we're going to have a path that cuts through here, and we're going to build another like tunnel, but we're going to use cinder blocks to build up the walls and overlay the top. And it doesn't need to be very wide or very tall. It's probably going to be about 2 feet tall, if that, and maybe about a couple feet wide, built from cinder block, and then we'll cover it with twigs and sticks and dirt, and then plaster the top of it with some concrete just to kind of help keep it together really well. And then you can kind of see up here in this little spot, that's where the mud pit's going to be. So we'll end up getting some water in there at some point, but again, we're just in the beginning stages of getting this all going. I mean, we still have a ton of work to do up in here, putting rock, and we got a bunch of old concrete slabs that we're going to trim up and line the wall over here with, line this bank up here is going to have like a rock garden on this little chute next to the staircase, and then in the middle is going to be like a more moderate or medium scale, or medium difficulty, excuse me, trail, and then off the far left here is going to be the most difficult trail with concrete and big rock and all kinds of stuff. So this has been really fun. RC course. Obviously, we're just doing this for us to have some fun, but anyways, well, let's get back to the real work here. Get the bucket on. Lock her down. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We're gonna wrap up day 2 here with getting all this debris cleaned up and get it out of here. Here in the near future, we're gonna continue working on this area. Things to include will be building out this road. We're gonna put down some fabric, lay down some 3-inch, and continue working on getting this area cleaned up so we can finish building out kind of the whole idea of an RC utopia, an RC playground. So I hope you guys tune in next time, and I'll see you then.